Hey, Flash here with Flashy Dark Arts, and today I'm going to tell you the scariest story that you're ever going to hear. Why? Because it's that time of year again. Halloween, baby. Oh! The one time a year when the dead can return to bug the living. Just kidding. That can happen at any time. So this story is actually from Spokane, Washington. So when I was about 6 years old, my family moved up from North Carolina up to Spokane, Washington. And when we first got there, we did what any family tries to do, and we looked for a place to live, right? I had 3 siblings, right? So family of 6, looking for a place, you know. And anyways, I think we lived in a rental house for 6 months or so, and then my parents winded up buying the creepiest damn house that I have ever lived in. It was an old Victorian house up on the South Hill in Spokane, Washington, and it was built in like the early 1900s. Just creepy old house, and it's old, so they got a really good deal on it. When we went in, I still remember when we first went to look at the house. I was young, but I still remember, you know, something stood out. And one of the things I remembered is coming through the door, they had horseshoes. The previous owners had horseshoes for good luck, I'm assuming, on the front door and the back door, right, hanging above it. And then every room in the house had a rosary above the window, which is pretty damn creepy, let's be honest here. And if it sounds like my parents were jerks, that's because they are. They should have never bought this house, but it is what it is, you know, they got a good deal on it and whatnot. So anyways, we started living in the house, and right off the bat, we noticed some things, you know, things that we attributed to it just being an old house. Like the lights would flicker, right? Just occasionally they'd flicker. The TV volume, you put any TV up, TV volume would turn up and down all the way to max, so it got really loud, you know, and then it'd go really quiet. And it would weird you out. It's like, what the hell? And then it would turn on and off. TV would turn on and off. So we just thought it was electrical problems. But then you hear tapping on the walls, and it's like, maybe you know, maybe there's rats. It's an old house, probably. Who knows? You know. And then every now and then you hear just banging, and it was just hard to pinpoint what was going on in the house. You know, and there was. The previous owners had a 6-year-old boy who died in the house. He died of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, at age 6. Now, this could have been because of the times. I don't know. Maybe it was hard to diagnose stuff like that, so they just attributed it to SIDS. I have no idea. But the kid, from what I understand, from what the neighbors told us, the kid would do weird stuff. Like, he'd go outside to play with, you know, he'd take knives outside to play with other kids, which is creepy, right? You know, hide a kitchen knife. His mom would ask him, you know, what are you doing? No, nothing, you know, and okay, stop. They had wooden bars on the upstairs windows because he used to throw furniture out the window at people passing by, so they put these wooden bars up there. And then they had a door on the stairs, the upstairs, and then the basement. And both these doors had a deadbolt, so you could lock somebody in the upstairs, or you could lock them in the basement. Now, maybe the previous owners were just at their wits' end with this kid, and he was just hard to take care of. I have no idea. But anyways, he winds up passing away, and so they sell the house. So anyways, the first time I ever really got a hint that something was definitely wrong, I was at home alone. I was 8 years old. Been living in the house for a couple years, and nobody's at home with me. All my siblings are out with friends, and I just hear stomping down the stairs, just boom, 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 getting closer and closer. It's somebody coming down the stairs, very distinctly, somebody coming down the stairs. So I'm freaked out because I know nobody's in the house. So I call my mom, you know, I'm crying. I'm like, somebody's in the house, right? Somebody, you know, I'm thinking I'm going to get murdered or something. I don't know. It's 8. Don't judge me. But anyways, I'm terrified. And my mom goes, well, is it Shannon or you know, Angie, one of them playing tricks on you or something like that? And I'm like, no, they're all gone. You know, they're all gone. And she goes, well, you know, you're going to feel silly if you call the police and it's just your siblings playing a prank on you. And so anyways, I wind up grabbing this. My father had an old military police gun. It was an old revolver in the drawer. I had no ammunition or anything like that. I can't remember, 389 millimeters, something like that. So I pull it out and I'm posturing at this point, you know. I'm not really looking for a fight, but I'm posturing. I'm scared, so I'm trying to make it so I can't be hurt, you know. And so I'm on the phone with my mom, and I got this gun that has no ammo in it. And so I wind up opening the door, and I, you know, point the gun up, and I'm crying and stuff. And I look up the stairs and there's nobody up there. And so I walk up just a little bit so I can see over the edge of the top flight, you know, or the top stair. And I look down and there's nobody in either of the rooms. There's nobody upstairs. And so I tell my mom, like, nobody's up there. She's like, see, it's probably just her mind playing tricks on you. I'm like, okay. And so, you know, wipe the tears, hang up with mom. And here it comes again. I get downstairs and boom, 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 boom. Distinctly somebody coming down the stairs. And so I look up, I run back to the bottom of the stairs, I look up, and I got the gun, and I look up the stairs, and there's nobody up there. Now keep in mind, this isn't the scary story that I'm planning on telling you. I just want you to understand why I hated this damn house and I didn't want to be in it, okay? So the story actually starts with my sister and her friend were actually playing with a Ouija board. I know, no, nothing good starts off with a Ouija board. I know, believe me, I know. My sister knows now too, but anyways, Shannon and her friend Christy are playing with this Ouija board, right? And it's just, I mean, I don't know, Hasbro or whoever makes Ouija boards, I don't know, some toy company, right? So it's not like this thing was made with witch's skin from the, you know, 1800s. It's just a toy Ouija board, but they play with it all the time, and, you know, silly kid stuff, you know, oh my gosh, did you move it? Did you move it? Oh my gosh, you moved it? You know, they're probably moving it. Probably, damn thing probably didn't work. I don't know. But anyways, one day they get this great idea. They're like, oh my gosh, you know where we should go play the Ouija board? We should go up to the old abandoned house up the road. So there's this old abandoned house on Grand that's across the street from Manitou Park. It's about, I don't know, 7 blocks up the road on Grand. And it's an old abandoned house. As long as I lived in Spokane, this house had like cinder block or some type of concrete, and it had the windows boarded up. I don't know if there was a fire or what, but this damn thing was uninhabitable for I don't know, probably 8 years or however long it was there for. And I think they wind up bulldozing. I don't think they ever sold it or anything like that. It was just an old house with boarded up windows, and it was just creepy. So anyways, they're like, let's go play at the abandoned house. And I'm like, no. Bad idea, right? Rightfully so, bad idea. And so Shannon does the meanest thing my sister has ever done to me. She goes, fine, stay here in the creepy haunted house by yourself. We're going up. And so I'm like, okay, let's go. I would love to go to the abandoned house, right? Sounds fantastic. So anyways, I don't want to be left in the house, so I go with them. So we get to this house, and they start playing with the Ouija board, and, you know, oh my gosh, did you move it? Oh my gosh, you moved it, you moved it, right? Anyway, so they're playing with it, and they start getting Green River Killer, the Green River Killer, and once again, it was probably them moving, I have no idea, but they start getting this creepy stuff, and we start hearing stuff around the house, and a bunch of kids. My sister, by the way, is about 5 years older than me, so I was probably 9, 10 at the time. She's probably 14, 15, her and her friend. And anyways, we get creeped out. We start to think it's a good idea to pack up the Ouija board, right? So put the Ouija board away, and we start heading back down Grand towards our street. And in Spokane, there's trees on Grand. On Grand, there's trees every about 15 to 20 feet, right? Big pine trees, every 15 to 20 feet, give or take. I don't know, I haven't measured them, but it's what it looked like to me. And as we're walking down, I wind up looking back, and I see this shadowy outline of a figure, and the damn thing looks unnatural. It looks like it's shimmering. It looks like it's moving within itself. The creepiest damn thing I've ever seen. And so I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, and so I remember I go, hey, you guys, what is that? I didn't say, is that a person? I didn't say, is that a guy? I just said, what is that? And Shannon and Christy look back, and Shannon goes, is that a man? And right as she says that, it moves unnaturally fast from one tree to the next. And nothing's said. We don't have to say anything at this point. We just all take off running. We freak out, right? A couple shrieks probably. I probably scream like a girl. I'm like, ah! Right? We all take off running. Okay? And so we, 5 blocks, 4 blocks, 3 blocks, 2 blocks, 1 block. We're damn near out of breath, and we get to our street, and we run up to our house, and we get onto the porch, and our porch at the time had a 180-degree view, so you could see out pretty much everything. 180 degrees, right? And we're all freaked out. We're scared. And so Shannon's trying to get the keys out. And as she's doing this, we hear, and we look, and there's anywhere from 10 to 15 stray cats just walking up. Not hissing at us or anything, just meowing. I don't know, like there was a cat in heat, or they were wanting us to feed them. I have no idea. To this day, I have no idea. But we're in tears now because we're especially freaked out. This is unnatural. We got a bunch of cats out of nowhere. They're coming up meowing. We got the shadow thing chasing us, right? And so we're all crying, and Shannon's fumbling with the keys. She's trying to get the keys in the door, and she finally gets it in. She unlocks it, and we pile through the door, right? And we get in, she shuts the door, and she locks it, and our two dogs, our chow chows, come up. They just start going at each other. They just start fighting right off the bat. And we're like, oh my hell, like what is going on, right? So we run through the living room, through the dining room, and into the kitchen. And the dogs follow us, right? As they're fighting, they're following us. And we wind up on top of the kitchen. To get away from the dogs, we wind up on top of the kitchen counter. So we're holding our knees up to our chest, you know. We're all crying. We're all in tears at this point. And the dogs are right under us, just going, just trying to tear each other apart. Like aggression I've never seen to that level with them. And anyways, they're just going at it. And at this point, Shannon's friend Christy says the silliest thing I will never forget. She goes, do you guys have like grapes or like grape juice or something? I heard ghosts are scared of grapes. And Shannon and I both look at Christy and we're like, what just rolled out of your mouth? Like, dude, grapes or grape juice? Ghosts are scared of grapes? Where the hell did you hear that? And honestly, who the hell came up with that? Who put that idea in her head? Because that was still the funniest scene. But right after she says this, right, she's like, do you guys have ghosts or do you guys have grapes or grape juice? I heard ghosts are scared of grapes, right? And we just kind of look at her and we're like, what? And then a little while later, the dogs just stopped fighting. And that was the end of it. But still, to this day, I have no idea what the hell happened. Now, I didn't even have a term for this thing until I was about 18, about 2006, 2017, something like that. There became a really popular term, and I think it was on like Coast to Coast, which is a goofy radio show where they talk about supernatural stuff and whatnot. But I don't know, there's some cool stuff on there, but they winded up coining a phrase that I hadn't heard before, and it was the term shadow being. Shadow being, like a shadow person, right? Like a human being, shadow being. Very clever, right? And I heard this, and when I heard it, I said, holy crap, I've seen one of those before. I've seen one of those. And everybody describes them as this unnatural, dark, creepy, demonic type thing. I don't know if that's what it is. Is it dark energy? Maybe. Was it a person? Is it a spirit? I have no idea. Is it demonic? I couldn't tell you. I know that it was surrounded by a lot of creepy stuff, between it following us and moving unnaturally fast. That was creepy, but the cats coming up, the dogs fighting, there was a lot of bad juju, a lot of bad energy, and I still don't know to this day what happened. What do you think? Do you think it was demonic energy? Do you think it was negative energy? Do you think it was a person? Do you think our minds were playing tricks on us? Do you think we fed off each other's bad energy, being freaked out as, a bunch of young kids? Do you think maybe our mind projected that there was more cats than there was? Do you think that maybe the dogs fought anyways? Do you think that it's all a coincidence? Or do you think there was something unnatural there? I still think there was something unnatural. I've never seen anything like that. And I gotta be honest, man. It was scary. And the reason this should scare you is because it was a true story. I didn't make an ounce of this up. So, with that said, this Flash with Flashy Dark Hearts. Like, subscribe, and share this with somebody that's interested in scary stuff. Night night.